All right, and we are live.
Nice.
So to make sure we're paying attention here too.
Yeah.
All right, hopping into live trades.
All right. I'm also pop up my TikTok live, most likely.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So today we are doing something rather special. Uh, we are going to be streaming this to YouTube as well. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome in. We're just getting everything set up. Here we go. Well, we have had a little bit of interesting news. So the U.S. government has taken a stake in basically a U.S. rare earth company, and it's highly dilutive to the shareholders of that company. So now, USAR with this new news, um, I am going to stay far away from that one, at least until all of the dilution is complete. In other news, again, we'd look very, very likely to hold rates steady, the interest rate. So that could be a little bit of a maybe a bear case. I don't really think that it's necessarily bearish, but the market might perceive it that way. Um, so we are. Oh, there we go. So we are going to see how all of that pans out. Um, Certainly have some interesting earnings today. We have UPS reporting today. We also have um, Texas Instruments. Now, Texas Instruments makes chips for a lot of things. They also even have like an educational calculator, right? As a kid, you might have seen their calculators in your school. Um, so they have a very, very diverse business, and they're reporting today. They have some very predictable revenue streams. So I am anticipating that they will do relatively well in this environment, seeing as though we have a constant need for advanced chips in everything from computers to cars to TVs to absolutely everything. So I am expecting Texas Instruments to do quite well. We might even have to extend this volume profile out just a little bit because, in case you can't tell, we are breaking out of this massive consolidation. Look at that. Look at that. So today is likely to be very bullish, is what it seems so far. And again, that can change. That can change relatively quickly. So we certainly want to make sure that we're watching for that. But I think that today, overall, at least at the onset, appears to be extremely bullish. And again, just in case you missed the announcement at the very beginning, We are going to be live streaming this on YouTube today as well. So this is quite an exciting day. Quite an exciting day for the NQ server. And we have a lot to be aware of and a lot to be excited about today. What do you think of this morning, Icarus? How you feeling?
So far, I'm feeling pretty bullish.
It's hard not to, right? It's hard not to. It is extremely hard to not feel bullish when we see ourselves breaking out of this massive structure. And by massive structure, I literally mean that we have not seen these prices. We have not seen these prices since November 4th. Since the big tariff dump. That's the last time we saw these prices. So we are in an area that we have not been in quite some time. And I for one am very excited about it. Because we're either going to break out and this thing is going to make new all-time highs, or we are going to reject super hard and get a really nice short setup. So either way, no matter what happens, there's going to be a really interesting trade today. Or rather, a series of really interesting trades. So we are certainly looking forward to that. Also had a little bit of craziness in the US 30 this morning, in case you guys didn't see. Dow actually made a big shift downwards on the futures. So that to me is really interesting because those are like the top performing businesses in the US. I mean, seriously, we went through the list of what is in the Dow 30 on stream, I think earlier last week, and I mean it is really just the cream of the crop, right? Like these are the biggest, baddest dudes on the block. So it's really interesting to see traders betting against them. Now, what is something that I've seen that really does make sense is that dollar traders have been shorting it aggressively and betting on the downfall of the Dixie.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really confused when I saw the euro US dollar like completely ramp up to €1.19 or $1.19 against €1. That was like pretty high, especially in the 1 daily chart.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that the dollar is going to continue to be shorted. The euro is suffering a bit as well, but Japanese yen has staged like an epic rally. So, things are definitely really interesting in the world of Forex, which I know that we don't necessarily trade, but it's good to understand at least a little bit of what is happening over there. So, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell signaled that we are very likely to hold rates. Right? It's kind of what I got from his messaging, but he also left the door open in case things need to change. Now, in addition to that, he did mention that we would be increasing reserves. Folks, increasing reserves is just Fed speak for quantitative easing, for turning on the money printer. So when the money printer gets turned on and we start minting more dollars, okay, what happens? The value of the dollar decreases. And generally, assets tend to move up, right? Because assets are still worth the same that they were before, but now the dollars that they are denominated and valued in are worth less. So that creates a very little interesting situation, you know. Yo, good morning to Uzi. Good morning to Rick. Oh, I see Tyler in here. What's up? What's up, M? Yeah, so we have a little bit of interesting news to go off of today. It's actually some really big earnings reports, right? Logitech is also reporting today. Now they aren't like the biggest company, but you know they do provide a lot of computer hardware, and accessories. So that is definitely something to watch, especially when we are talking about consumer demand, right? And consumer demand is, of course, the lifeblood of the American economy. So that's certainly something that we want to pay attention to. Texas Instruments is going to be reporting after the bell, and again, right? That's a big one, right? People kind of view it as a boomer stock, but it's a bit more than that, right? It's a bit more than that. They're really one of the key players in all of the AI features that you're enjoying on basically every piece of equipment that you own, right? Whether it's your vehicle, whether it's your TV, right? Texas Instruments is a critical player. So we really want to pay attention to them. They're going to be reporting after the bell, so right after the market closes. I, for one, am bullish on it. So I took a bullish biased straddle, detailed that one over on X, and made a post in our subscriber chat of our Discord. And yeah, it's it's it is what it is, right? We're betting on a great American company to do great things. So that is something that we're definitely keeping our eye out for. This is the CFD chart. So this hasn't updated quite yet with the rest of futures. Like it's updating, but the futures have dragged down a little bit further than this, I think now.
But yo, the
What?
US 30 is bleeding.
That's what I was saying, right? I woke up this morning and I had a bunch of alerts that had gone off. I was like, what the hell is happening to the US 30 right now? It's just bleeding out.
Man.
Just bleeding out, no big deal. And I thought that was really interesting, considering that we are going to be we're going to be turning on the money printer, right? So I thought that was extremely interesting. Like generally quantitative easing is very bullish, right? For the reasons that I explained just a few minutes ago, right? All the companies, they're still valuated the same. It's just that it takes more dollars to make up that valuation because the dollar is weaker. So I thought that was extremely interesting to see. I really thought that was extremely interesting to see. Now, another one that I have my eye on right now is Sing, C-I-N-G. So these guys have an approved drug, and what they're currently uh, waiting for approval for is basically a delivery system for this drug, and it is it is a way to deliver an ADHD drug in one capsule, right? It's a multi-core capsule, so that way, it can't be abused, right? That's part of the technology. It's all released, like time released, and I they they have this drug approved in Europe, right? This delivery system, but they don't have it approved in the U.S. yet. They submitted all the phase 3 paperwork to the FDA um, late last year, so late 2025, and I am expecting approval of it um, probably by the end of March. So I think that with no real headwinds to go against in the form of like warrants or any kind of potential dilution, they just figured finished a at the market offering. You know, I think that there's a lot of room for this $30 million company, which is really just you know like a micro cap to do something extraordinary. So eyes are on Sing as well. Still waiting on the same thing, right? For Riley, that we've been talking about, which is, of course, the NASDAQ approval letter. And I suspect once that is done, it will be PR'd. And once it's PR'd, I think that you will see a structural repricing of Riley back to its pre like bankruptcy concerns, right? Back to those levels, somewhere between 16 to 40. And I know that that's a massive range. I know it's a massive range, but fair value is about $40. And the fair value gap is about 16. So we certainly do have some interesting things that are happening in the markets right now. Um, the ADP private payrolls, that information came in and it's looking really good. So uh, the job growth is steady, and that is certainly something um, that gives credence to the idea that we probably are not going to be cutting rates, right? Because the Fed's dual mandate is price stability and maintaining a healthy job market. My bias, Uzi, is bullish on NQ. How about you? How are you feeling? How are you feeling, Uzi? For those of you that don't know, Uzi is also a fantastic trader. So, we value his opinions greatly. Glad Uzi could make it to the stream. Normally he's busy sleeping. Nah, it's early for us on the West Coast here, man. It's early. Yeah, would love to see what Uzi's thinking about today, right? But I'm feeling real bullish about Nasdaq, right? Like we go to the daily, we're we're breaking out of this structure. That's kind of
US
hard to
30
see with
might also
1 minute.
seem to break out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just made a huge candle to the downside on the 1 minute.
Oh, I am looking at the 1 minute. That is a break of structure. I bet that if we break this liquidity level, this 63, that things get really crazy. That's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting to see US 30 struggling so much when we know what's in it, right? We know what is held in the US 30. We know what the US 30 tracks. So that's really interesting to see. Again, a little bit kind of the opposite of what I expected personally, going into today. But I woke up this morning and I see it, and well, you move with the markets, right? Just because you don't see the logic in something, or even if it is logical, even if something is logical, the market can disagree. So there is such a thing as some people being too smart for their own good in the markets, and this would be one of those examples, right? If I was to listen to my gut last night and stick to it and say, well, you know what, this should go up, I would be eating absolute shit right now, is what would be happening. Like that's what would be happening, right? So as traders, the first thing that we are is observers, right? Our first goal is survival, but the first thing that we do as part of our job is we are observers. We are observers of politics, of economic trends. We are observers of really just everything, right? And common sense. All right, so let's see what Uzi says. So he gave his ideal entry on the day, but looking at how bullish the daily candle is, he says he wouldn't be surprised if we go higher. Brother, I wouldn't be surprised if we go higher either. I'm thinking that there is a shot that we're going for all-time highs this week. And today is really going to be like the critical point, I think, in that. Even if we don't go to all-time highs today, we have the opportunity to set the stage for that. I mean, look at this daily. Look at this daily. We had resistance right here, right? December 5th on Friday, December 8th, December 10th, December 11th. You following, right? January 7th, January 12th, January 13th. We hit resistance at this basically the same spot. And we are now fighting against that resistance. So things are looking very excited. Things are looking very exciting in NASDAQ land, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah, I think if we get a big breakout on the New York Open with considerably bullish volume, then this will most likely be an all-time high
I
run.
think so too. And remember, when things make new all-time highs, even if there generally is a little bit of a pullback on the initial reaction, which again can happen, and that's pretty normal. Generally, things that go to all-time highs, in my experience, tend to go quite a bit higher. And quite frankly, the reason is because when something makes new all-time highs, it's not because shit is not going well. Okay? Things have to go well for an asset, an index, a commodity, whatever it is you're trading. Things have to go well for it to make new all-time highs. You don't make new all-time highs if nobody is interested. Like that literally from a common sense standpoint, doesn't make any sense. How can it go up if there aren't a bunch of interested buyers? Yeah, I would love a little bit of a retracement as well. Totally agree with that. Would love a bit of a retracement before we move up. Because that would let us long at a really good price. And if we could long at a really good price, this is something where I think that we hold it for quite a while today. So definitely, definitely excited about today. We have a lot to be excited about. Um, and again, not saying that we're not managing emotions, but what I am saying is that there's the potential for pardon me, geez, there's the potential for explosive movement in this kind of environment. And that's something that we normally only kind of see in small bursts, right? Where you see like 5-10 minutes that are super explosive and then it calms down. Um, I see the potential for more explosive behavior today. And that's something that truly does get exciting. But first and foremost, we got to wait for the market to open, right? And I see everyone's down in chat. They're talking about the same thing. Oh, we got to wait for the market to open. We got to wait for the market to open. I'm proud of you guys, man. We got some sick ass traders in this server. Love it. Yeah, let's see what that 9:30 reaction brings, right? So we could very well see, a massive pump out of open. Um, or we could see a pretty deep retracement. And I would imagine that regardless of what we see, that we end up green today and that we're bullish. I could be wrong, but things are looking pretty good right now. Things are looking pretty good right now. And also, FYI, if you guys aren't familiar, um, if you haven't seen this before, this is the heat map that Icarus created for us. I know that most of you are familiar, but it's a very, very helpful tool in giving context to the market and seeing what is happening basically under the surface. Um, so, if you don't have this tool, I'd recommend asking for it. You can open up a ticket. Icarus has its own little ticket channel. So you can open up a ticket and get that. We had a little bit of seller absorption right here. It is pre-market, so it's a little bit low volume. Not saying trade this, but just be aware that this did happen. So we know that there is some support coming in right at this 855 level on NASDAQ. And that's going to be something that's probably pretty important to keep in mind going forward, right? Probably pretty important. US 30 just absolutely dumping, which again I do find quite interesting. Now we do have the US government shutdown looming, but if you guys will remember, the last time that the US government shut down, we had a little bit of like 2 or 3 red days, right? We had a little bit of red, and then we just pumped out of that like it didn't even happen, and it was business as usual, right? The markets weren't even concerned about it. Like some individual stocks really got hit, right? Like my the company that one of the companies I've been speculating on, right? Ondas Holdings. They are a drone manufacturer, and they create software for drones, right? Basically, the entire ecosystem, all drone infrastructure. They do all of it, right? And their main revenue source is governments, right? It's military, police departments, border patrol, that kind of thing. So when the government shut down last time, they took a pretty sizable hit. And it was because we knew that there would be no contracts coming out of a closed government. Here's a little bit of a bounce on NASDAQ here following that seller absorption. So they took a bit of a hit. But overall, right, the indices were fine, right? Money just got shifted around. So it moved out of the companies that were a little bit more at risk, and it moved into the companies and assets that weren't really at risk, right? Of a government shutdown, right? Things that didn't rely on the government for payments, things where the government is not the main customer. Those assets did perfectly fine. I mean, we during that government shutdown, we saw SLS squeeze up 400%, and we called that one right here on stream. So, things can be very, very interesting around that government shutdown. But just remember what happened last time. Last time we fucking pumped. The markets did not give a shit. They didn't care whatsoever. We had a little bit of a pullback for a day or two, and then we went off up into the sky, off to the races, and right back towards those all-time highs. And it's very funny that we're teetering near those all-time highs now, with the threat of a government shutdown seeming pretty imminent, right? How long that lasts, I have no idea. Don't even ask me about American politics. It's the most confusing shit in the world, right? It's like listening to two toddlers argue, right? Oh shit, booty liquor in the house. Let's go. We got booty liquor in here. Hey, my man is a solid trader. I'm seeing everyone in here. We're gonna have an absolute flood of people in here a little bit later. Guaranteed.
These usernames are just hilarious.
What was that?
These usernames are just hilarious as
I
fuck.
love the usernames. I love the usernames of people in the room. Absolutely. Absolutely. NASDAQ finding some stability here. Finding some stability right above this liquidity level, right above the 859. You can see we've come down test at 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes in a row.
Now I would like to see a bounce from the 846 mark.
Oh yeah, I would like to see that too. We'd have to get the retracement down there, but yeah, no, I definitely would too. You're looking at these candles, I imagine, right?
Yeah, because on the heat map it shows me that there is like very dark spots. I think it was on the 5-minute chart.
Yeah, I was about to say, I bet it's on the 5-minute chart. I'm literally was just pulling it up. Yep. That is exactly where it is. So again, right, like a retracement down towards these levels, like that would actually be a really good opportunity for us. And it would be quite healthy, in my opinion, for us to do so. Right on the 1 minute for US 30, we are just consolidating on the point of control, or as we like to say, the point of consolidation. Guess how I got that name?
my cheek.
So things are, we seem to be finding at least some stable footing on the US 30, at least for now, and we'll see what develops here. Um, if we break out of the structure to the downside, then look out below because this thing could drop like a freaking rock. Like we haven't been back there since yesterday. It's been a whole day, guys. It's been a whole day. So this thing can drop like a rock if it moves a little bit lower, and very interested in watching that situation too. 5 minute chart, 1 minute chart, both looking really healthy on NQ here. So excited to see what happens. What happens there? Oh wow, is that happening? It's probably because I'm listening to Icarus through our streaming program. So yeah, turn off my stream audio. I think we can do. Give me 1 second.
I just muted the tab.
You did? Okay. I can just do the same. It's never something that I generally have to deal with. Just a sec. We're gonna mute him there. All right, there. That should help it. Say something, Icarus. Okay, is that fixed? That should be fixed. Getting a little bit of a rejection and a small climb up on US 30. This could be very, very temporary. So again, right, low volume. I don't like to place trades personally in pre-market. It just doesn't tend to work out for me. And if I do, I always have to take really small sizing because if you try to size up in pre-market, you will move the tape. So don't ever try to place a heavy trade in pre-market. Um, you're going to blow yourself up on your own entry or exit. Oh yeah, yeah, it's a scene, bro. 3 absolutely, absolutely. This heat map is ridiculous. It is so useful, right? It's a tool that shows market context. So yeah, we actually really love the heat map. We really love the heat map. It does really well for us. The heat map. This is Icarus's creation. So basically, um, I'll let you describe it. You describe it. It's your tool. You made it. So basically, it is just a big context tool to kind of get a little bit of insight into what is actually happening under the hood, right? So to speak. So this tool allows us to to basically at a glance see what is happening in the markets, and it is incredibly useful in being able to swap between multiple assets and take a look at these things. That's where I find the biggest use case out of it is that it's really helpful when I'm trying to look at several things all at once. And these brighter spots are the spots that are like more relevant to the current position, right? The current price, the current move that's happening. So it is quite interesting, and I actually really like this heat map. It's taken from basically it was built using a lot of the lessons that we go over in stream, right? And a lot of the ways that this community tends to trade in the mornings on stream. So it was built for us by one of our own, and yeah, I love this thing. And this thing comes with all the VIP subscriptions, right? So if you get the Warrior Legend tier, this is mentioned in, or this is included in that. So for all of you that are around, be sure, right? Just be sure to sign up for this thing and get access, because it is really really useful. I wonder if we come down and we test this like macro point of control here. Value area low is really like right on top of it. All right, here's a test. Let's see what happens. Because this is a big point of control, right? I marked it out in white. So if you see a white line that I mark out, that is something that is extremely relevant, right? Like this is the point of control over a longer time frame. So if it gets disrespected or respected, that is that's very telling, right? It's very telling about what's coming next. At least on the shorter time frames, right? On the shorter time frames, we like to kind of trade around these. US 30 showing some weakness here. Got these two dojis, just buy side liquidity got swept out right there. They're fighting to try to knock it down right here. If we get a break of structure at the 77, I would expect us to go to 62. And if we broke that, then we're very well looking at the value area low of 11, and beyond that, well, you can see, right? You can see that the next big liquidity level rests at 878, 48 878. So that would represent about a $200 drop from current levels, and that is a really really big move. So eyes are on US 30 for a massive short. But again, we want to see the structure get broken, and we're right on the precipice, but we're not there yet. If the structure does break, this thing can nuke. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I would love to see a break on New York Open. I would love to see a break on New York Open. That's my favorite time for things to break. Oh, good morning, Raji. Good morning, Hova. Fart balls in the house. L's here, KXY. Good morning. We got M here, McLaren Mike showing up. Got JP. Bro, everybody's coming in here. Hell yeah. We got Estento, James, Luca, Mr. X. Morning, everyone. Kyrie, good morning, everyone. Hey, welcome, brother. Welcome home. Everybody, please give AA a nice NQ welcome. Do an NQ meetup one day. Shit, where are we gonna meet, bro? Where are we gonna meet, Uzi? That's the question. The NQ meetup. But I know you got that little spot down in Mexico, bro. Hey, Uzi knows what it is, bro. Uzi knows what it is. You're about to become profitable. Hey, that's what we do here, right? That is what we do. Look at what this has done since we got that buyer absorption print. That's one of the reasons I love this indicator, right? You get that buyer absorption print, and then we're just off to the fucking races, right? This thing printed at 855. We ran up to a high of 880 and currently sitting at 870. So even if you still held through all of that, right? Like these prints are so insanely helpful. We got a break of structure right now on US 30. Breaking to the downside. It happened before we wanted it to. Let's see what happens when we get down to this 62. Oh, wait, just wait. There's a good chance we hit a little bit of stability here. If we drop below this thing's gonna drop like a fucking rock. Right, like this is a critical level. And look, literally, we come down, we touch it. This is the level that I was talking about, where like if this level breaks, right, all hell breaks loose. Okay, we are testing it again, and what's happening? What's happening? Are we gonna blow up? Are we gonna blow up, or are we gonna catch stability? That's the question. Ooh, the Switzerland trip. There we go. Absolutely, AA. That's what we do here. We do a lot of learning. So no matter what you want to learn, right? Except for like forex, I don't really know much about forex, but we do have some forex traders in the Discord that can teach you that as well. But futures, equities, options, I can do that. The reason that I don't is because I trade CFDs. Right, I trade CFDs. I like to look at the actual index, and I like to see what basically like the underlying assets price is doing. And sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect for futures, but I trade CFDs, right? So this makes sense for me. There's more inefficiency in the pricing of futures, which means that there's potentially more opportunity. But things are a little bit volatile there sometimes. I think that we're failing right now. This thing's gonna drop, dude. This thing's gonna drop like a fucking rock. Our value area low just keeps getting lower on US 30. Like that's actually incredible. Do you see that? Holy shit. This thing's about to drop, dude. This thing is about to fucking drop. Point of control moved way down. what I want to see is I want to see a very clean rejection off of this, and we keep getting like a small rejection and then starting to kind of trace back up. So we're catching some stability here um, at this level, but again, like I would want to see that thing just completely break structure and nuke. But instead, we're coming down and we're retracing back up. So, let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. No, don't worry, they can't see your comments on YouTube. I wish they could though. That'd be super funny. Yeah, I'm not too big on forex, right? Forex is a little bit involved. Um, and you really have to pay attention to like the economies. You have to pay attention to interest rates across a bunch of different countries, and it's kudos to the people that do it, right? Kudos to the people that can do it. I've just never really spent the time uh, trying it, to be quite honest with you. So I'm not comfortable speaking on it beyond watching what's happening with the dollar. I do also pay attention to the Japanese yen, but that is because they are one of the places that institutions like to borrow from the most, right? They like to borrow from Japan because Japan has, for the last 30, 35 years or so, had extremely favorable they've had extremely favorable interest rates. So it allows for uh, cheap borrowing. And when you could borrow super cheap, right? Like that's really good when you're trying to make money investing, right? You want to pay as little interest as you can on what you're borrowing. Um, and Japan has always been a source of that, at least in the last few decades. So I pay attention to the US dollar and Japanese yen, but outside of that, I really don't. What are you guys typing here? Well, shit. Space City Rod just joined, bro. Nacho Libre. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I am just trying to see what happens. I really think that this is going to end up going down. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. We're spending more time messing around at the 62 level than I really thought that we were going to. So S&P 500 is also looking like it's going to challenge its highs the same way that Nasdaq will, or Nasdaq is right now, right? So those two things hold a lot of the same. They hold a lot of the same assets. Again, right? Something we've discussed quite a bit in streams. The big difference is that Nasdaq also includes a bunch of really really shitty small companies, right? So it's extra volatile. This might have been the kiss of death right here on US 30. All right, I'm breaking my rule. I'm going to enter a small short here. I'm in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm shorting this. Shorting US 30 here. Yeah, quick trade. Quick trade. very small sizing. Yep, yep. I just see this break of structure, right? I see this break of structure. I can't ignore this situation, even though I don't like to trade in pre-market. I can't ignore this situation. So shorting US 30, just waiting. Oh God, oh God, Swazzle. KXY. That is the key. You make some rules, you follow the rules, and we just want to we want to make sure that, right, the first thing that we're doing is focusing on survival. There we go. Getting a little bit of red here. Oh, and now a little bit of green. Sick. Come up, test this point of control. Let's see if we get a nice rejection. Okay, so far, so good. We got a nice rejection. I'd like to see us test a little bit lower. Because again, right, like this thing can drop like a fucking rock right now. We broke under a really big liquidity point. The point of control is above us on the indicator, right, which is a much shorter time frame. We got the macro point of control that's way up here. So things are looking pretty rough here. But we did reject off of this value area low as well. So, you know, we'll keep an eye on it. Overall, I am feeling pretty good about this short. And we'll see what happens. Just kind of waiting for the floodgates to open. Plus, you guys know me. I love shorting. I have a lot of fun shorting things. And not just because you get to yell like, Dow to zero, Dow to zero. Even though that is a lot of fun. Oh God. Every time I take a trade in pre-market, I just remember why I don't like doing it. It's fucking low volume shit, man. It's so rough. It just creeps and creeps. A little bit red on that. I'm holding it for a sec. We'll see what happens. This could very well just be a little retracement up before we come back down. So just kind of hanging out again, right? This is the nature of trading in a low volume environment. Is it does this kind of shit. So no, I got a stop set up. Where is it? 58. Yep, 58. Okay, so I got my stop set right up here. We'll see what happens. I'll probably actually end up cutting it before that. Yeah, I'm cutting that here. All right, I'm out. That was my one this week. That was my one. I just fucking don't want to deal with it. Lesson learned repeatedly. Lucid. I've heard some people talking about him. We have one guy, Chosen One, who really likes Lucid and swears by him. So I would recommend, you know, maybe getting with him and asking, Uzi, I get it, bro. I get it, bro. I mean, I don't, right? Like, you know, it's trade time, but it's all good. You know, if you don't love us, you gotta ditch us. It's good, bro. Kyrie not breaking her rules. That's what I love to see. Set the rules, not breaking them. See, when you put it that way, you can't leave now. Yeah, bro. That's what we wanted. We wanted to guilt your ass. What are the advantages of trading CFDs over futures? So CFDs are contracts for difference, right? So they are not subject to the same kind of mispricing that futures are. However, that also means that you don't get, basically mispriced um, things that are in your favor either, right? So CFDs have basically they're a little bit more stable, right? It's literally saying, okay, I'm bearish at 866, so for every dollar that it drops under 866, right? Like I'm gonna make money, and for every dollar that it goes up, I would lose money, right? Um, so it's betting on the movements of the index directly. So there are some benefits, and there's some things that might not be um, as beneficial, right? There's an upside and a downside to everything. Are you back, Icarus? Sick, sick, sick. Okay, let me go grab a little bit of caffeine before we get started here. Oh, Nasdaq breaking to the downside. This is really interesting. I'll be right back. Wow. Looking good. Looking good. Let's let this play out a little bit more. First few minutes are always super, super volatile. So long in the, I'll say that I'm longing the shit out of it. Because that would be a break of structure in a pretty big way. So we got seller absorption right there. Or wait, no, is that buyer absorption? What color is that? Yeah, that's fair too. Give it a sec. Give it a sec. That was a crazy opening candle. Or rather, a series. Nice little retracement going on there. Still just waiting. I want to be a little cautious at these levels. Let's see if we can hold this value area low. If we can't hold this value area low, things are going to look a little bit rough. I think I'm going to open up a small short, maybe? Waiting a sec. Yep. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see us actually just really get under this 841. To be honest, that's the big thing that I'm looking for right now. Doesn't seem to be happening. We had seller absorption on US 30. So there's some buy pressure rolling in right now on US 30. That's more in line with what I thought was going to happen today. It's still very red, but I guess not very red, but you know. Let's see if we can break this 62 level and close above it. That would be pretty bullish. All right, that's the break. Failed on the test. That big wick to the upside is really ominous on NASDAQ. No. No. I'm gonna enter a small NASDAQ short here. I'm in. Shorting NASDAQ. Shorting NASDAQ. Die for me. Die for me. My stop is going to be set right up here at this 841. It's relatively tight, but it is right above that liquidity level. There we go. Watch that thing fucking die. NASDAQ to zero. NASDAQ to zero. There we go. Breaking that key liquidity level. That's a big deal. Let's see if we can hold it down here. Oh, shit. You can set your stops to break even if you'd like. Maybe even set them up a little bit into profit. All right. Set a trailing. I'm actually going to just manually trail this one. My stop is set at 818. Stop is set at 818. I want to give it lots of room. Give me some. Well, I mean, it's doing what we need it to do. Moving stop to 810. Moving stop on the NASDAQ short to 810. And if we get stopped out, we get stopped out, but it doesn't look like we're getting stopped out quite yet. Like this is some serious fucking weakness. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is some serious fucking weakness. That's what you need to know. Is this looks like shit. And when things look like shit, we short. It's that easy, right? It's that easy. I notice that there are a lot of retail traders that are kind of like afraid to go short. Like they're afraid of getting squeezed. Like, bro, you're not going to get squeezed out of your fucking $1,000 position. Just take the trade. Just take the trade. You would literally have to sit there and fucking hold it and ask to be squeezed to get squeezed out of a small position like this. It's not that deep. Changing stop to 805. Which we might hit in just a sec here. No, yeah, no. Make sure that we're playing it safe, right? You want to make sure that we're walking away with something rather than nothing, because we do not want to watch this trade turn from a winner into a loser, right? Never let your winners turn into losers. Keep them as winners. Oh wow, 10 cents away. Okay, nope, it just broke through. I'm stopped out. I'm fine with that. Wow, what a trade. That was a good one. Yeah. That was a nice one. NAS to zero. Fuck yes. All right, let's check out US 30 right now. US 30 showing a little bit of weakness too. This is showing some weakness. I'm gonna let NASDAQ cool off and see what's happening there first. I'd really like to see a break of these prior lows on US 30. That would make me feel really good about shorting it. There we go. Nasdaq retracing. Let's see if we stop right here at this liquidity level again. If we just blow past it, right, then that's pretty interesting. Yep. We can move real fucking quick there. Boom. Look at that. Super quick. Okay. Want to see how we react to value area low here. Nope, we're not even going to get there. Instead, we just don't get there. Well, now that the value area low has moved, yes, it did. NASDAQ actually holding up pretty well here. Just surprising. I thought we'd retrace and come right back down. So I'm still a little hesitant about wanting to long it, but I'm getting less hesitant right now. I want to see how we react right up here. If we can get up there, right at this like 840 level, would be a pretty key level. Give it a sec. We look ready to test 840 in just a second here. Look ready to test 840. And this is, remember, this is where a bunch of sell pressure came in, right? Ooh, wow, that's looking good. All right, small long on you on NASDAQ. Filled. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna cut that long. I'm out. Yeah, it did. I kind of want to. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see what happens next. US 30 showing some real strength here. I got faked out right there. It just looked like, I mean, we broke through these two liquidity levels. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a stronger push is what it looked like. Taking small short here on NASDAQ. Buyers don't really have strength here. This looks super weak. And I know it's running up a tiny bit right now, but it's not really that big of a deal. I think the buyers are looking pretty weak right now, to be honest with you. So we could see a big push back up towards like that 840. I think they're pretty weak. There we go. Yep. There we go. US 30 came up, rejected off of this like 91, 92 area. Yes, it is. All right, I'm out. I'm out of that short. I'm just gonna wait. I am just gonna, pardon me. I am just gonna wait, right? And that's why I like to always start small, and then I like to add as it works, right? Those hear me saying like taking a small trade. It's because we always start off small, kind of test the waters, see what's happening. Oh, Uzi wants that P&L check. It's the beginning of the stream, bro. You gotta wait. Gotta wait. Market just opened 15 minutes ago. God. Uzi very easily bored. No. You go get your rest, bro. I know you stay up all night. You got those DGen hours. Nasdaq showing some strength. I mean, kind of almost waiting for the other foot to drop. Waiting. We're messing around right here in this little pocket of liquidity between this 844 to 840. Just waiting to see on a nice clear direction, which for the time being seems up. So I want to see these clusters of sell pressure get blown through. Yeah, they are. That's literally just getting stepped down. Shorting US 30. I'm in. We got the fill at 18. And it's moving against me today. Now we're just going to wait. We had a big rejection off that area. NASDAQ with a bunch of where we had all that selling pressure before. So we'll just kind of wait, see what happens. US 30 short starting to play out. Like to see that. We are just kind of fucking around and bouncing. We got a little bit of chop. But, you know, overall feeling pretty good. I'm not. I think this thing has more room to the downside. Oh, wow. That was a little bit of a jump. Yeah, I'm not worried. Always start small and add to the winning trades. This thing's jumpy today. Boy, look at that chop. Buyers just keep getting shut down. I'm watching my position flick from red to green over and over again. Like we just keep rejecting right here, and that's really interesting to me. There we go. Give me that drop. Give me the drop. Oh no, are we stuck in consolidation? Sick. All right, I'm out. It was fucking stupid. All right. NASDAQ, what are we doing? NASDAQ, what are we doing? Okay, breaking through right here. Yep, right back to that macro. Right back to that macro POC. Or at least we went up and almost touched it. Right? We're just wait a sec. I think so too. I think so too. Oh, you're getting those free shorts on GC, huh? Ooh, NASDAQ looking good. We might be breaking out in a pretty big way on NASDAQ. Watching NASDAQ for longs. See if we can hold this level. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Not gonna lie, I kind of like NASDAQ longs here. Opening small long on NASDAQ. Filled. If this thing breaks out, this has the potential to do something really cool. There we go. Yep, that is quite a breakout. That is quite the breakout. Fuck, maybe. I'm holding this thing, brother. I'm holding this thing. Setting my stop to break even at 872. Well, yeah, it was down here. So I'm going to hold this long at 872 and break even, or rather my stop is literally at break even. So we're just gonna wait because I feel like I got a pretty good price. Yeah, no, I got a really good price. Still just waiting. right, I'm going to move my stop up to 25,890. So I'll be securing some profits regardless. Although I do think this thing's going to keep going up. I'm hanging out. It's looking good. Moving stop up to 25,900. Moving stop to 25,905. Giving about $20 wiggle room. Still holding. I'm going to move the stop up to 25,910. Stop is right here at 910. We got some heavy fucking trading happening right here. Yep. And so I have my stop right below this liquidity level and deep in profit. So because if we could break through this resistance, this is going to be a really big deal. Stop still at 910. Still waiting. Still waiting. Because a breakout of this area of resistance would be just absolutely, pardon me, it'd be absolutely massive. So we want to hang for a second, want to see what's going on. Give it a little bit of time. No reason to rush this when you're already deep in profit and you have a stop that is securing deep profits. I have zero reason to rush. I can wait. Vardon, yes, I am. I'm long, but I'm long from like 72, so from 872. So I would probably just exercise a little bit of caution. Wait for a break of structure to the upside before you long. Don't long into consolidation, right? You don't want to place a trade into consolidation. You want to wait for a very clean break of structure before you place a trade. The only reason that I'm holding right now is because I was already in it. So I feel more comfortable holding, you know? Still holding stop at 910. I don't want to move it up quite yet. Give this thing room to breathe, you know? Especially we keep jumping down to like 918, 919 and then bouncing up. So want to make sure that my stop is a little bit below that, just to make sure that, pardon me, just to make sure that, if anything triggers it, it's going to be a big break to the structure to the downside that starts to trigger it. But like coming down, testing that liquidity area and rejecting, that's not a big deal to me. I genuinely just want to see if this breaks out. If my stop gets hit, then we're going to reevaluate, and we might even be looking for shorts. And stop might get hit in a second. We'll see. Right? But sometimes we just have to be a little bit patient. Like we've been in this trade for what? Fucking 10 minutes now? Something like that. That's okay. I can wait a little. There we go. Getting a nice little push here. Let's see if anything comes of it, or if we're just tracing back up to the upside. Still holding stop in place. Haven't seen anything that would make me move it yet. Absolutely, Raji. Absolutely, Raji. All right. Let's see. Can we break out? Can we break out? This is looking pretty good. We are hitting a little bit of resistance right here. At this level, we keep hitting resistance at, but if you notice, these wicks are getting progressively higher. Stop is still at 910. Right? Give up, sellers. Just let us run it up. Let us run it up, bro. Don't inevitable. Don't fight the inevitable. Accept your fate. Accept your fate, short sellers. Except for when I'm short selling. Then accept your fate, buyers. Now we're getting a bit of resistance there. Nothing major though. We haven't seen that massive. Like I said, I mean, if it hits down to like 910, basically, if it hits my stop, I'm gonna reevaluate and might be looking for shorts. But right now, things are looking pretty good, so I am just holding on. Like it's slow, but this thing is trailing up. Right? Like you could see price just slowly drifting up, breaking through this resistance. It's taken fucking forever. I get that, but you can't rush something great. Right? The second that we try to rush, we make mistakes. So we sit, we're patient, we find the right setup, we hang the fuck out. Consumer confidence. That is a big one. That is big data. Still holding stop at 910. I like how we keep coming. Oh, okay. I'm out. Stopped out. Big shake to the downside. I'm stopped out. Now we're reevaluating. Let's see what we're doing now. Opening small short. I'm in. Filled at 900 even. Wow. Okay, sure. I want to see continued rejection off of this. Sorry, I should have clarified. I'm short NASDAQ. Oh, yeah. I'm shorting US 30 as well. I'm in. Still short NASDAQ. Running into a little bit of resistance, it seems, on NASDAQ. Nope, nope. All right, I'm cutting this short on NASDAQ. I'm out. I'm out. Not fucking with it. All right, attention on US 30. Attention on US 30. Let's see what happens. It seems to be a pretty clean short setup. So we'll wait it out and see what happens. Well, we're getting the opposite. No, it's cool. We're just waiting. All right, I'm going to add a little bit to this US 30 short. Added more. Not recommending that you guys up risk. I'm just doing it for myself. Doing good, Torpy. Doing good. Doing good. We're chilling, bro. We're big chilling in here. I'm getting out of this US 30 short. I'm out. I'm out. Fucking NASDAQ. Wow, dude. Look at that. Retrace and just fucking run right back up. Longing NASDAQ here. All right, filled. Filled at 938. Filled at 938. Stop is going to be at 927 right now. This fucking US 30. That shit is all over the fucking place. Stop still at 927 for NASDAQ. Just keep your eyes peeled. Because if we get a rejection here, I think it's going to be super sharp. We're just a few cents away. Wow, dude. Literally came like within probably 90 cents of my fucking stop. Okay, sure. Are you? Yeah, I cut that. It started looking like it could run up. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait. I can always re-enter, right? Dude, did I just get stopped out? Let me fucking check. I literally keep coming within like just really close to my stop. All right, there's my stop. Small loss on NASDAQ. US 30 looks so fucking weak, but it just won't die. I mean, I guess it's kind of showing a little bit of strength, right? Like we have a slight uptrend here. If you look like right there, right? Like US 30 is on a slight uptrend, but it keeps hitting resistance. Ooh, wow. I want to see it break this wick, blow through this cluster with sell pressured along. I would want to see it reject off of this to potentially short. So let's see what happens. Giving it a second. I want to see what happens with this trend. Yeah, NASDAQ is. I don't want to trade that right now. I am green on the day, and I want to keep it that way. Just trying to play a little defense right now. Sellers are flexing big on US 30. Heard them. If we come back up and we retest this point of control, I think I'll enter a short. Are you just risking a lot? What's happening? I am watching for a break of structure right here. There we go. Okay. Shorting US 30 here. I think this thing goes lower. It just put a fucking whole bunch of bulls into the red. We put literally everyone that is traded today long into the red. I think the liquidation comes now. There we go. There we go. Selling a little bit more. All right, sold more here. Mm. All right, I am probably gonna close this in a second. Let's see. I'll wait. I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait a little. I really do think this has further downside. All right, I'm closing this. Oof, little red today. I'm a little red today. Yeah, I'm a little red today. Had a little bit of trouble getting a hold of what was happening. This fucking price action's just been wonky. Yeah, I'm barely red. This big long on NASDAQ really did it for me. So that was my saving grace today. That was my saving grace today. So player, this is if you have small lots, you're gonna want to use larger stops, right? Like generally, the smaller your position, the wider stops you can have, right? And you want to take advantage of that. You want to take advantage of that and make sure that you are trading appropriately, right? So you want it to have breathing room, right? Like you saw how many times something would get super close to like hitting the stop. even with me using a somewhat wider stop, like right when we were doing this NASDAQ trade up here, like it almost hit my stop several times, and then eventually it came down and hit it. So if you're using, if you have smaller sizing, you can have one lot of MNQ. You've been doing a $60 stop loss. Yeah, I would make sure that you like if you have a $2,000 max stop loss from your starting account balance, realistically I would probably be risking like 200. And the reason for that is simply so I can have some wiggle room, right? Some breathing room as the trade moves. Just to make sure that I don't get stopped out, right, on some silly little retracement. So you want it to have room to basically make sure the trade has time to pull out, right, or time to play out rather. Almost want to short NASDAQ here. I want to see this break a structure. Nope, that wasn't it. It's really fucking choppy, dude. It is really fucking choppy. God. Yeah, I think I'm going to as well. It's these conditions are not my favorite. I don't like I like the choppiness in like individual assets, but I don't really like it when I'm trading CFDs and futures. Yeah, $2,000 drawdown, 200 risk, 100 ticks. Yeah, that's exactly what I would be doing right now. That's what I would be doing in that situation. So that way you have 10 chances to get it right. So Eastmore has that down, right? Like that's 100% agree. That's what I would be looking at. Oh yeah, he did build us a custom risk management tool. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind sharing that with the chat. Yeah. Yeah. And I do just want you to know that this was also something that was a paid indicator that someone was trying to advertise. And so what Icarus did is he took that idea, he improved it, and then he released it for free for everyone in the NQ room, right? So we got the I'm sorry that that meme just making me laugh. Just that's a good one. That's a good one, Swazzle. But yeah, so we that's fucking funny. I don't know why that face makes me laugh, but that's pretty goddamn funny. So yeah, you know, it's there's a tool there for you. Um and I can tell you Icarus is really good at coding these things. So you know, maybe use that for your contract size just for risk management. Yeah, I think I'm gonna step away for the day too. It's been it's been a choppy day, and I even ended up a little bit red. So I am going to I think this is a good spot to end the stream, and we will we will kill it. See, look, everyone else is green. It was just that last trade that put me a little tiny bit red. So hey, got a pretty decent day all around. Hey, that doesn't matter, Tyler. That doesn't matter. You said it. That last word. Profit. It's profit. See you guys. Yeah, Arima had a tough day like me. Oh no, today was a good day for Arima. You see, yesterday was a really great day for me. It was crazy that you were red on the day that was real easy for me yesterday, and then green on the day where I was like, God, what the fuck is happening? It's just that choppy uptrend. And yo, literally, Uzi, just put it into perspective, right? Uzi, just put it into perspective for you. You made someone's daily wage pressing a button. That's it. That's the perspective to have. Yeah, three ains more. That's more like what I had. Yeah. So I'm right there with you, three ain. Some days, you know, we're just not we're not doing as good as we could. Funded hopefully tomorrow, bro. That shit is fucking hilarious. Oh shit, we got Caleb with the nice fucking trade there. Nice fucking trade there. Digging that. Good shit. Digging that. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I get that. We ended up longing that and almost hitting bottom tick yesterday on stream. Like literally that same trade that was right at open, right? Yeah, we hit that long. Um and that was a wonderful trade. So wonderful trade. Oh no, that's GC. Are they showing on YouTube? Well, yeah, now I am. I wasn't earlier. It's only when I pull up the Discord that it does it. Like if I'm on this window, you won't see any of the comments. So it's only if I'm looking at it. That's okay. We're figuring it out. All right. Everybody, cheers. I'll see you tomorrow. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. All subscribers, warriors, legends, make sure you're checking out the swing trades because we got some real cool stuff coming up. All right. I'll see everyone tomorrow. Yes, yes, and fill out the testimonials. Let us know. Let us know how we're doing. All right, guys. Cheers.